Hello, everybody. Welcome to Discovery.com. I'm Joseph Boyle, executive producer of Naked and Afraid, and today we have a very special conversation. We have Kareen and Chris. Hi, Kareen.
Hi.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And I'm right that at this point, this is the first time you guys have seen each other. This is the first time you're in the same space, so to speak, or talking to one another since completing the challenge?
That's correct.
Wow. Kareen, I'd like to ask you a question in a way, starting at the end.
Last night was just cold and miserable. Obviously, Chris and I work differently, and it has led to a lot of frustration.
I'm leaving.
You're going to tap out?
It's not what I thought it would be.
I mean, you obviously had your mind made up for a couple days now, so.
Yeah, I'm out.
Looking back on it now, Kareen, is that a decision that you regret?
It wasn't what I expected it to be, and, you know, I'm 32 years old, and I have bigger priorities in my life. I wasn't out there to prove anything, and I think Chris was, and I think a lot of people on this show are, and I wasn't. And then it became a big question of, why was I really out there? I felt that I was compromising my health. It just wasn't worth it. I didn't feel like I had anything to prove to anybody. So, yeah, I'm not upset with my decision.
I would never leave someone behind. It's just unacceptable. You know, you're a team. You never leave someone out to dry. She chose to leave me out to dry.
She can kiss my ass.
And Chris, she's made this decision. Will you talk about how you were feeling at that point?
I'm not blaming anybody, but point being, like, someone wanted to be there, someone didn't, and I think that was just the end-all be-all. My biggest concern was, you know, I knew my support system was home, and, you know, kind of left a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, let's talk about the shelter, because that seemed to be the beginning of the end in your relationship.
I didn't think shelter was going to be such like an ongoing, long process.
How did the shelter become such a point of contention, Kareen?
I would say more it was the fire that really was the thing. It was a combination of things. It was the cordage, it was the shelter, it was the fire. But Chris and I just really had opposite ways of doing everything. I didn't want to listen to his idea, and he didn't want to listen to my idea.
You know, it is what it is. It's alpha male, alpha female.
Fire then became really the major problem that you guys faced.
There was so much effort. I mean, we were so close so many times, and but I mean, like, we just kept going and going and going and just couldn't get it done.
And it wasted so much energy. It was so exhausting.
And it just, unfortunately, like, when you're in the West Indies and you have the trade winds, it's blowing 25, 35 every day. You're not going to get an ember with a 25-mile-an-hour wind. It just ain't going to happen.
The one thing that we saw was, I guess it's called the tandem bow drill.
That's actually called, like, a living hell.
Yeah, that's where the alpha male, alpha female thing kicks in, and that's where, like, I think pretty much what thing went downhill.
If you can just hold it, I'll get the fire started.
I told you already, I'm too tired to hold it right now. I can't hold it for as long as you need me to hold it.
I was giving it 100%. I wanted fire just as bad as he did. As much as I thought it was stupid that I had to help him do that because I so disagreed with that method, I was trying my hardest.
And the bottom line is, the day you left is the day I got fired. So you could have gave it a little more effort.
From there, you already mentioned it, you're on your own, and you finally had your first success.
I used her method. Like, she was like, stand this way, blah, blah. Like, I won't lie. And first try, I got fired. And I'm like, I was so happy.
And you had a pretty brutal extraction, because not only did you have to sort of traverse to this other beach to get a boat to come and get you, you came up with what looked like a really good way to, you know, manage coals across that distance.
We found plenty of hardwood and burned them all night, so I had hot embers, and I put them in a bamboo, and then I carved a notch in one bamboo and carried Kareen's spot. Fortunately, it was so windy that the embers that were in the bamboo started burning through. It was a nightmare.
The boat finally spots you, and then because of the wind or something, like, they couldn't make it in to pick you up.
It was so rough, this boat, that it was going to bottom out. So I didn't have an ounce of energy left. I couldn't even wipe my ass. I was so tired. And I had to swim with my knife because I wasn't leaving with my knife. Sorry, Kareen, I left your pot there.
I want to thank you both for chatting with me. There are precious few people on this earth who would even dare do what you guys did. Have absolute respect for you both. You're both heroic and amazing, and I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you doing the show, and I really appreciate you talking with us right now. So take care, and thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.